Stricker's golf swing is considered one of the most efficient and reliable on the PGA Tour. Although he didn't start out that way, Stricker worked on his swing over time to reduce his motion to the simplest terms. Stricker developed a swing that remained reliable and could be repeated under pressure. Stricker's swing is highly discussed among experts. Many assume Stricker's swing has no wrist cock. But that's a myth. Steve Stricker's swing has a lot of wrist cock, but not as much as others. His overall motion is so smooth that his wrist cock happens and goes unnoticed. Steve Stricker keeps his wrists firm throughout his swing. This swing is being taught by golf coaches to help players gain more distance and consistency in their shots. Stricker's longest drive from tee to green is 345 yards, so the swing speaks for itself. Stricker perfected his swing and chose driving accuracy over distance. His driving distance is no slouch, as he keeps averaging 280 yards off the tee. His swing is mostly powered by his body. Stricker's motion looks like it lacks power, but his ball striking is perfect. This swing has helped him work his way up among the leaders in greens hit in regulation, and he has the most birdies per round compared to the average golfer. Stephen Charles Stricker grew up in Edgerton, Wisconsin. Before he became one of golf's most accomplished players, Steve played on local courses like Lake Ripley or Edgerton Town. Before going pro, Steve always dreamed of playing on the PGA Tour and representing his country in the Ryder Cup. Little did he know that great things were waiting in store for him. Steve attended the University of Illinois. He graduated in 1990, earning an All-American bonus as a member of the Illinois Fighting Illini golf team in 1988 and 1989. Steve turned pro after graduating in 1990, playing briefly on the Canadian Professional Golf Tour. There, he won 2 tournaments before joining the PGA Tour in 1994. The PGA Tour represents the top level, but it didn't take long for Stricker to bang out 2 victories. In 1996, he won the Kemper Open and Motorola Western Open. He managed 7 top 10 finishes in the same year and 4th on the PGA Tour money list. Stricker experienced a dry spell after 1996. He had to wait till 2001 before he had any other victories. He blames the legendary Tiger Woods for the crisis in confidence he suffered. Steve Stricker was paired with Tiger Woods for the first time at the Pebble Beach Pro-Am. After that game, he suffered a slump in form. He recalled the experience. "I can't compete with that type of game. I just can't compete with that. My round with Tiger made me introspective, and for the first time I began to doubt myself." Steve noted that he would really connect with a drive, only to be amazed to see that Tiger's ball had landed about 40 to 50 yards farther than his. After the first round ended, he told his wife, who used to caddy for him until they had their daughter, that he couldn't face that kind of competition. Stricker didn't give up. He bounced back and won his 3rd and one of the most prestigious PGA victories, the WGC Match Play Championship in 2001. Stricker defeated Pierre Falk in Australia and went home with $1 million. After the victory in 2001, Steve went into another long, challenging slump. He lost his tour card in 2004, relying on sponsor exemptions. He worked his way back onto the tour and was voted the tour's comeback player in 2006. The following year, Stricker won his 4th PGA Tour title and was elected Comeback Player of the Year again. In 2007, Steve Stricker finished runner-up in the FedEx Cup playoffs behind Tiger Woods. His performance saw him catapulted to number 4 on the official World Golf Ranking. This same year saw him inducted into the Wisconsin State Golf Association Hall of Fame. Stricker has finished in the top 20 at the U.S. Open 6 times, has 12 PGA Tour victories, 2 international, and 5 additional victories. He spent over 250 weeks in the top 10 of the official World Golf Ranking. In 2009, Steve peaked at a career-high world ranking of number 2. 2009 is usually acknowledged as Steve Stricker's most successful season on tour. He had 3 tournament victories and finished 2nd on the PGA Tour's money list, winning about $6 million in prize earnings. In 2011, Steve birdied the 18th hole to win the John Deere Classic for the 3rd time in a row. Among his peers and colleagues, Stricker has earned himself the nickname Mr. September because his quality of play at the end of the season is usually superb. Between 2007 and 2010, he was the only player to complete all 64 rounds in the FedEx Cup. In all the 16 tournaments, he finished outside the top 20 just twice. In 2017, Steve Stricker joined the PGA Champions Tour. He has won 7 times on the Senior Tour, including 3 senior majors. That same year, in 2017, Steve was captain of the U.S. Ryder Cup team. As a player, Stricker has had a poor record at the Ryder Cup. His Ryder Cup record was 3 wins, 7 losses, and 1 half. In 2021, he was captain of the Ryder Cup team again. This time, the competition was held in his home state at Whistling Straits, Haven, Wisconsin. Stricker's team stole the cup back from the Europeans, winning 19-9. This represents the largest winning margin in the Ryder Cup since 1967. Stricker spoke about the game, saying, "I never won a major, but this is my major right here." Unfortunately for Stricker, he had to endure a lengthy bout of illness just a month after his massive accomplishment in his career. He was hospitalized for 11 days after his white blood cell count increased and inflammation around his heart caused it to beat irregularly. Stricker lost so much weight that his skin began to sag, scaring his doctors and family members, but he bounced back and returned to golf months after the illness. Stricker married into a golfing family. He can't get away from the game even if he wants to. His wife, Nikki Tiziani, was his caddy till she had to give up caddying to raise their daughter. She still caddies once in a while. Steve's father-in-law, Dennis, and brother-in-law, Mario, played on the PGA Tour. Nikki and Steve have 2 children together. Steve is a football fan, but despite being from Wisconsin, he supports the Chicago Bears instead of the Green Bay Packers. At the 2021 Ryder Cup opening ceremony, Stricker let loose to the crowd that he supports the Chicago Bears. The present crowd wasn't so pleased as the Green Bay Packers and Chicago Bears have one of the longest rivalries in the NFL. At the end of the event, Dustin Johnson told Stricker, "Next time, let's not tell all the Green Bay fans that you're a Bears fan." Steve's daughter Bobby started playing competitive golf after high school, and she has her father caddying for her at times. For most of his life, Stricker remained in Madison, Wisconsin. He stayed true to his roots, seeing no reason to leave. Despite harsh winters where all you could do was blast golf balls into the snow, Stricker remained in Wisconsin. He said, "It's just a real down-home kind of place where you can bring up your kids and enjoy a lot of great outdoor activities." Stricker's home in Madison is a mansion that comes with a farm shed that is bigger than some houses and a guest house. Steve has enough space to work on his game and lawn on this sprawling property. Over the years, as a professional player, Steve has partnered with several brands. After winning the U.S. Senior Open, he partnered with putter maker Odyssey in one of the most unusual endorsement deals golf has ever seen. The deal doesn't come with any signage on Steve's cap or shirt. It only applies to tournaments on the PGA Champions Tour. Steve is obligated to have an Odyssey putter in play at every tournament on tour. With this trusty Odyssey, Steve won the Regents Tradition, a major event on the PGA Tour of Champions that's not recognized by the European Senior Tour. It is the only senior major event where the winner doesn't earn an exemption into a European or PGA Tour event. Steve Stricker earned almost $45 million on the PGA Tour in a career spanning over 3 decades. His net worth is estimated to be around $20 million. Stricker heads a charity foundation known as the Steve Stricker American Insurance Foundation. The foundation aims to support educational initiatives, charities, and organizations to build strong familial ties and healthy kids. Since 2017, the charity has donated almost $13 million as 560 charitable grants. If you enjoyed this video about Steve Stricker's secret swing, check out the video on the screen now because we're sure you'll love that one too. See you there!